Right, we're rolling.
Right, Shalom,
Shalom.
giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh,
Bahashem.
Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem,
Bahashem.
Rahakwadash.
Dash.
Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone of the well, and Shalom unto the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved. I am the brother Kalab, and I'm joined with the brother I'm Noah Allah. We're both from the GMS UK London Forecasters Camp, and we're here to do a little lesson going into the topic of the fact that the pattern is always the same for you divorced women. Now, when I say you divorced women, I'm not just talking about women that have gone up into Esau's churches and got a wedding ring and a wedding certificate. I'm talking about you women who have laid with a man, because according to the Bible, the act of sex is marriage. So for you women, the first man that you let into you, that is your husband. And a lot of you women don't respect that, and you think that you can run through as many men as you want. Now, that's a typical pattern that a lot of modern women have. They call that the hoe phase. A lot of women have their so-called hoe phase. Then when they get maybe 30 or so, they think they need to find a so-called good man and settle down after they've ran through everybody they could in their youth. Now, if you've got anything to say, just chime in, yeah? So we've got this video here because recently the superstar wrestler Hulk Hogan died. I think it was last week or week before. And obviously, a lot of people are talking about it because he's a celebrity. But I found this video interesting because his ex-wife, who was married to him for most of his career, she left him, claiming that he cheated on her and that he was a sex addict and all this kind of rubbish, which we'll get into a bit later. But the fact is that she ended up taking a lot of his assets that he had built up through his career, like a lot of money she got in a in a divorce. Now Hulk Hogan went on to marry two other women who were a lot younger than her and dare I say hotter than her, and she never got over it because she's still here 15 years or so after the divorce. Now he's dead, crying about he was the only other man for her and that she still loves him. And now she's broken, and she put this video out and she's looking through, haggard and through, sitting there alone. The money that she won from him in the divorce ended up getting consumed for the most part in lawyers' fees. She didn't save it, she didn't invest it. Now she's living alone with her animals. The guy she was dealing with that was a lot younger than her, the same age as her son, she fucked one of her son's friends. He ain't around no more. So now she's broken through and miserable and lamenting at the fact that the so-called only man she ever loved is now died. Now,
Can I
the
add to your
reason...
point, Dr. Kashar?
Yeah, please do, go ahead.
Just want to say something because you mentioned how she said that her man cheated on her. Now, we got to clarify that, all right? It's impossible for a man to cheat on a woman, all right? Because what these modern day women have done is that they basically put the man and the woman on the same level. When when you go into the scriptures, 1 Corinthians 11, Apostle Paul tells you the divine order of things, and the man is above the woman, and the woman, furthermore, was created for the man. So there's no such thing as a man cheating on his woman. This is Exodus 21 and verse 10.
Hold
It
on,
says,
hold on.
if Salakia.
Lucky, before we go to that, because you quoted 1 Corinthians 11, let's just bring that out first so that we can edify that point. Then we'll go on to this one. So,
Yep.
I pulled it up. If you got it, or I've got it. I've got it.
Yeah, I've got it. Whichever wants to read.
You read because you're speaking. You go ahead. But let's just
Come
bring
on,
up 1
this
Corinthians
is
11. Yeah.
1 Corinthians 11. I'll start 1, points at 3. It says, be ye followers of me, even as I am also of a Mashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. So what we're about to read, we have to keep them as it's been delivered unto us. Verse 3, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach,
Mm-hmm.
and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is the Most High. Now, that's order. Let all things be done decently and in order. Okay? And you just have to, as a woman, you have to be okay with the fact that you're not gonna know absolutely everything the man has got going on. Okay? It's just like Yahweh Shai, all right? Yahweh, the head of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is not privy to the information of the day, the time, the hour, the minute, the second in which the Heavenly Father has deemed for him to return. And he has to be okay with that. The same way you, as our woman, who's beneath us in the divine order of things, you have to be okay with not knowing certain information regarding your man, because really you have no business knowing if he's dealing with another woman or not, or who she is, or it's really none of your business. You got it.
Yeah, we're going to go to a next precept, but I'll just add to your point, right? Women have a double standard, because if a man is too open and he tells the woman everything that's going on, a lot of women find that boring.
Right.
They're like, well, there's no mystery, there's no drama. Women love drama. So when a man is mysterious, she doesn't know when he's coming, when he's going, who he's seen, what he's up to. They actually enjoy that more. They actually like, when he's a bit mysterious, because it makes them more interested in trying to find out what's going on. But then what they do is their pride comes in when they think that, he's seeing someone else. And because they can't accept that he might have interest in another woman, that's when they start kicking up a stink and basically destroying their own homes through their destructive actions. Because women, by their nature, they're self-destructive creatures.
Yeah.
They destroy themselves, and given the opportunity, they destroy their homes, their families, their children. They're very self-destructive because they're unruly. That's why they need to be in order under a man. The man is supposed to be the head and to guide them in the right way. But a lot of these women, they want to be strong, single, independent, boss bitches. And, the outcome for those women is always the same. And we're going to see the example of it here through this video. But please get your next precept that you was going to read before, and then we'll continue.
Come on, just to further back up the point, right? This is Exodus 21 and verse 10. It says, if he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage, shall he not diminish? So it was never said that he can't take him another wife. It said if he was to take him another wife, because you see, there's a level of maturity as well that comes with dealing with multiple women. It's not just about what do they say? Ejaculate and evacuate. Okay. That first wife, you still are responsible for her food, her raiment, the roof over her head, duty of marriage. You still got to give it to her. All right. That can't diminish. And then you can do it with another wife. So there's actually laws around it to make it, feasible. All right. In order for all parties to be happy. But Esau has molded the society in a way that, for a man to operate as a man, women find that to be slavery.
Yeah. It's a good point. And I'll just quickly add to, before you get the precept, it's part of how the nature of men was designed to be, because Genesis 1 and 22 says this. It says, and the Most High blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply. So we are actually supposed to be fruitful and multiply. Now, you can't be fruitful and multiply with just one woman, because one woman can only be pregnant with one baby at a time. So in order to bring forth more children in a shorter space of time, one man would deal with multiple women. Now, that's the way it's going to be in the kingdom, because in the kingdom, the elect are going to have to bring back the nation. And the scriptures do say a little one shall become 1,000. Yeah. So how's that going to happen? It's going to happen with the elect men having multiple wives to deal with, and that's the nature that the Most High has established. Now we know that although all things are lawful, they're not expedient in this time.
Right.
It doesn't change the fact that that's how the Most High designed it to be. So these women are out of order when they try and lock a man down, like you can only deal with me and that's it. That's really actually out of order
Right.
on the woman's part. But you got it. Bring the precept up, Abu Kashar.
Can't. I mean, the funny thing is as well is you know, they want to lock a man down and have you just bound to her, but then she wants to play the field.
Yes.
So then that
double
goes
standard.
to show you double standard, the water, and that just goes to show you just how out of order these modern day women are today, right? But that's also prophecy. This is Jeremiah 31:22. It says, "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man." Because here's I was watching a video. I can't remember who I was watching, but it was a beloved brother. And because you know, you've got Eve and a lot of these women screaming that they're independent. Yeah, they're independent from their man, but they're dependent on the government.
Yeah.
All right. So they're independent from Jake dude at home, but they dependent on Esau. So really, you're not independent. You just have been sold the dream that life will be better without you being under the tutelage of an Israelite man.
Yeah.
Which that is by design, because Esau knows the power of the Israelite family unit, you know, and he knows that we're a nation that's very fruitful and multiply. And he knows that if he has the family order in place, then hey, you're gonna have situations like the Black Wall Street happening, and they can't have that happen. But they know that if you put Eve as the head, as Kalab mentioned, they basically have self-destructive tendencies, and if you allow them to do as they please, they're going to destroy everyone, including themselves, which is what we have today.
That's right. Go ahead, bring out the precept if you still got it.
Oh wait, Salaki, which precept did you want to bring out?
Before we went to Corinthians, you was going to read another one. But
all right, I brought that one out already.
Oh, you already quoted it?
Yeah, Exodus 21:10. I touched on that. So we can go on the video.
Yeah. So yeah, we've made a few points in the precepts. So, yeah, let's watch the video and we'll break it down. It's not that long.
Calm.
But look at her. She's through. Look at that. Fucked up face, crying. See, this is the thing. Let me just say this, Babu Kashar. A lot of women are like chameleons. Like they change their you know, like a chameleon changes its color to suit its environment. They put on this front, like you see them with the, you know, the hair done, the makeup on, wearing glamorous outfits, and they're pushing out the image that, yeah, I'm happy, I'm doing well, this, that, and the other. But the real reality is that behind the closed doors, a lot of women look like this.
Right.
You know, if you know, sometimes if you see a woman first thing in the morning, it's like a fucking horror film, man. You'd be surprised. But this is the reality of who they are. And the thing is, they know that they look like this on the inside. They know that they're fucked up and through. But their whole gimmick is that, okay, which simp can I get to fall for me if I you know, allure him and make him think that I'm something that I'm not. That's the thing. A lot of these women, they go through rebranding. Like, you know, you might see a product in the shop, it's got a particular packaging on it, right? And then all of a sudden you go in the shop one day, the packaging's changed all of a sudden. That's what these women do. When they go through a relationship and it gets fucked up, they just rebrand themselves. They change the packaging a bit. Then some next simp comes along and the sob story is, yeah, he did me dirty. He cheated on me. He did this. He did that. You rarely ever find a woman when you say, okay, so what happened in your previous relationship, where they admit, yeah, I stepped out on him and I did this and I did that. They'll rarely ever do it. It's always, oh, he cheated on me, he did this, he did that. It's always fucking denying accountability and trying to shift the blame. But anyway, let's play a video.
Come on.
Ex-wife Linda breaks down on social media. The ex-wife of Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan takes to Instagram March 27th to share a shocking video where she details the family's divide. In the video, Linda tearfully opens up to her followers about
So like it
the
looks like it's
estrangement from her
gonna be that way. I think my PC just being a bit slow, so do bear with me, man. It looks like it may just stop and buffer a little bit. So like yeah.
All right, we'll just have to work through it.
daughter Brooke.
Okay, so I'm just home
Look
by
at that.
myself today again, as usual. I'm okay.
Pause it there. Did you hear that? I'm just
Yep.
at home by myself today. Again.
As usual.
Yeah. She's telling on herself. But this is the end game for you women that don't want, because this is the thing, man. A lot of women act like, oh, I can't find a good man. Where can I find a good man? A lot of you have had plenty of good men who have come up to you and tried to approach you, but either he's not wealthy enough, doesn't have the career that you think is good enough. Maybe he's not got a nice car. Maybe he's not tall enough. Whatever reason it is, you disqualified them men who could have been good for you. Then you end up old and alone thinking, where all the good men gone? Fucked up and through. Go ahead.
Yeah. And this is the thing, man. It's like, you've got all these previous examples of these women falling into that same pattern, falling into that same tendency. But it's like, you still don't learn from it, man. You still fall right into the same trap, which I just find amazing, like just the amount of ignorance that takes place amongst these women.
I don't know if you've ever heard of it's like there's a bridge that's broken, right? And there's people driving on the road, and there's a road sign which says bridge broken, stop. And everybody ignores that sign and drives off that bridge to their own destruction. And they just keep doing it over and over again. They don't read the signs. Now, I'll say one thing briefly, and then you can speak again. A woman that looks all fucked up like this, right? You saw her in the other pictures when she was with Hogan. She looked glamorous and all that kind of stuff. Now she looks fucked up and through. But the thing is, all men really want from a woman deep down is loyalty. Men would overlook a woman's lack of physical beauty if she showed loyalty in a lot of cases. Because let's be honest, all women get old. Age catches up to them and they hit the wall.
Looks fade.
Looks fade. But if that woman was with, like, let's say you got with her when she was young and hot, if that woman stayed loyal to the man and kept in order, a lot of men would overlook the physical flaws. They'll be like, you know what? Okay, maybe she's not a 8 or 9 anymore. Maybe she's more like a 4 or 5. But you know what? She's been loyal to me. Men find that very attractive. Now, I'll use an example in the scriptures. If you look at Abraham was up in age when Sarah had her first child. But Abraham was loyal to Sarah, because guess what? Sarah was loyal to Abraham. She even called him Lord, if you remember the scripture say that. And that's what these women should be. I mean, again, there's good examples in the scriptures of how women should conduct themselves. This is the thing. The Bible's the perfect template. But a lot of these women, they when you mention Bible to them, they're like, oh, but I don't want to deal with religion because religion is, what's the word they use? Oppressive, and it's controlling, and it is misogynistic, and it's against women, and blah, 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 blah. So they ignore the wisdom, guidance, and counsel of the Lord and think they can do better themselves. And guess what? It always ends up like this. You got it.
Always. All the time, man. And I just bring up this precept as well, just to solidify the point. It tells us here in Job 39:17, because the Most High have deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding. Now, this is, I'm gonna say very carefully. This is vicious, because we in a society where Esau has, since we're young, Proverbs told you, train up a child in the way which he should go, and when he's old, he shall not depart from it. What's one thing that we've always learned in school is that women develop faster than well, let's say girls develop faster than boys. They learn faster than boys. So from childhood, women have been pedestalized. But then you come into the scriptures and it tells you that the Most High is deprived of wisdom, which is why a lot of the times, if you leave a woman to choose her life partner, to choose her husband, she always go and choose the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Which is why in the ancient world, you know, it was the father who would choose the husband for the daughter, because a man knows another man. You know, women, they you know, why do women wear makeup? And you know, because men fall for looks. Okay, and we can say whatever we want to say to get to second base. All right, but you know, they don't see it that way. They just hear it. They talk a good game. Their emotions get inclined, whatever, and they fall for the hokey pokey, man. Then they end up realizing the man's a piece of shit. But by then it's too late. He's already had his rod up in you. That's a body on you now.
Yep.
You know, but unfortunately, as the scripture said, they've been deprived of wisdom. So, and Esau has set her up in a system where she's able to roam freely. So with that, you know, you do the maths, man. What are you gonna get? You're gonna get these self-destructive tendencies which have played out and are still playing out to this very day.
It's a good point. I've got a preset for you here.
Come
on. This is hang on a second. Wait a second. And it's not coming up. Keep talking for a second.
This is, you know, who do you think is responsible for your Pookie and your Ray Rays, man? You know, because it's even been scientifically proven that a man is more than capable to raising up a boy and raising up a girl. You know, a woman, if that boy gets to a certain age, the testosterone starts pumping through his body. That woman can't raise that boy anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and then if she a 304, what do you think she gonna train her daughter up to be? She gonna be another 304.
Just like my mama, with her bad relationship advice, she imparts that onto her own daughter, so her daughter becomes the second generation her. Forgive me for saying, but I went to school with a lot of 304s, and sometimes I see them. Back when I was on Facebook, I'm not on it anymore, but you'd see them with their children, like they post pictures of them and their daughters, right? And you see the same fucking demonic face on a 5-year-old little girl, just like the mother, and you're like, damn, I can see where this is going already. I've got the precept that I was going to read. This is Sirach 26 and verse 10. It says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. I wanted to bring that out because you've got to understand that liberty was never designed for women. It was never designed for them, because that's something that destroys them. And women are very poor judges of character, to touch upon your point about how it was the father who should be selecting their partner, because given the choice, women will always choose the wrong. They're just very poor judges of character. And then after they get ran through, they want to turn around and cry and lament about it. But by that time, as you said, they've already got another body on them. The damage has been done. So yeah, let's get back to where we were. Was it watching the video, innit?
Yep.
With most things, but today something hit. I don't know what hit, but I look terrible because I'm crying. And yesterday I went to try to go have Botox and shit, and they bruised me. Like, I don't know. It's been 15 or longer years since I got left Hulk Hogan, and my family.
Can I just pause it there real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because she said that it's been 15 years since she left Hulk Hogan, right? But one thing you can guarantee is that within those 15 years, you know, she still didn't get over him, man. you know, she'd still think about him and this, that, and the other. But then what happens is they end up on that bitter train. And you know, rather than be open and honest about how they feel, it's, oh, he ain't shit, he ain't do that, or his rod's little, or whatever the case may be. But they're just on that hurt train, man.
Yep. What they really want is the man to come back and grovel and bow down and worship them. That's what when the women leave their man, that's a lot of times what they really want. They want the man to grovel and beg for them back and this kind of shit. But sometimes a lot of men move on to another woman, a younger woman, and that cuts them to the heart. Go ahead, you got it. You can speak more or play the video.
I'll play the video.
Family is in the worst mess. Brooke doesn't talk to us. She's had twins. She got married. She didn't tell us. She had twins. She didn't tell us. She had a huge fight with Terry. I don't know how that reflected onto me, but she cut me out too. I haven't talked to her for 7 years, almost 8 years now.
Also, something just hit me as well. Why is she making this video?
Attention seeking.
The water. Because you see, attention is like a drug to these women, man. You know, here it is, you out here looking crazy, you looking through, but she don't care. As long as she has eyes on her. And that's why, hey, the elder apostles always say this to us, man. When a woman's look goes, her mind goes along with it.
Yeah.
You know that she ain't gonna walk down the street and get the hey yo and all of that anymore. And but even though they claim, oh, I hate that cat callings, they love it. Women thrive off attention. So now they're in a position where, well, she's in a position where she, you know, men ain't checking for her no more. You know, she hit the wall. What you have it. And now, hey, as the elder apostles say, when a woman's looks goes, her mind goes with it. This is a perfect example of her mind being gone.
Yeah, that's a very good point because I remember some years ago, I was coming home from work on the bus. I was working late at night, and I was in the upstairs because over here in the UK you got double-decker buses. I was on the upstairs and I could hear someone shouting and carrying on downstairs. It was a woman's voice. When it was my time to get off, I saw a woman sitting in a seat with these bags, and she was bugging out and talking to herself, shouting and stuff. And I always remembered that because I thought to myself, you know what? When she was younger, she was probably like a lot of these women when she had good looks and stuff like that. A lot of men wanting attention from her. But as she got older and the looks faded and the attention dried up, started bugging out. So like you said, when a woman's looks go, her mind goes with it. It's a very good point.
Because Kalab, you got to consider this, right? You know, a lot of the time, yeah, you know, we clown Big Shirley and all of that. Hey, listen, bro, you'll be surprised. A lot of these Big Shirleys that are out here, man, there was some young, hot-looking things back in their day, man.
Yeah.
You know? But now they hit the wall and they're doing all kind of crazy shit because, again, their mind goes right along with their looks, man. All right, and there you have Big Shirley. But believe you me, at one point, at one stage in her life, Big Shirley was smoking hot, man.
Yeah,
trust me.
Linda and Hulk tied the knot back in 1983 after dating for several years. They have 2 kids together, Brooke and Nick. The family became famous from the reality show Hogan Knows Best in 2005. Before ending after 4 seasons in 2007. Around the same time, Linda filed for divorce from the WWE legend. She goes on to call her ex-husband and admits she still struggles with the split.
So she still struggles with the split, but she was the one that filed for divorce.
Oh, for the divorce.
I ain't gonna say anything more on that.
Self-destructive, man. There's a precept on that. Hang on, let me just get it.
Oh my goodness, man. The Most High really has deprived of wisdom, man, because they all repeat the same thing. They don't look at the women before them and think, well, this is usually the pattern that it goes. I will avoid that. No, they the funny thing is they're aware of the pattern and they still repeat it anyway.
Yep. Here's the precept. This is Proverbs 14, verse 1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her own hands.
That's it right there, man. You know, and how many wise women do you really have out here? Well, if you're talking about among the nation of Israel, especially among the southern kingdom, that's pretty much non-existent. You know, really, you know, the closest thing to ancient women that you're gonna get is you know, them women in you know, in the East, like them Persian women, you know, those Iranian women. They're very feminine because they've watched that example from home. They've seen that dynamic happen in the household. You know, a lot of the reasons why our women don't operate in the manner that they should is because a lot of the time they've grown up seeing their mum on some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, they've grown up seeing the dad leave the house eventually. And usually, more often than not, the dad leaves the house because he gets to a point where he's like, you know what, I ain't dealing with your shit.
Yeah.
But then she gonna twist the narrative. She gonna say, oh, your dad just left you. He ain't
cheated.
Shit. Yada yada yada. He cheated. Like, come on, man. It's always the same story, man. Every single time. But the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. So if you look at, you know, what's happening in the world, what would that deem the majority of women?
Fools.
Because this is the majority of what we see, the household being plucked down. Again, the creation of Pookie and Ray Rays. You have Pookie and Ray Rays because you got boys growing into men without no male guidance. Because I'll just say just one more point.
Good.
You know, as women, especially Israelite women, all right, a lot of women don't know what a true man is. Women only know what a man is according to what fellow women have said, fellow hurt, bitter women have said.
Yeah.
That's not no depiction of a true man. And then when they come across a real man, and a real man wants to deal with more than one woman, oh no, that's not the man for me.
Yeah, because their pride won't allow it. But these women are stupid though, because check it. Let me just say this one thing, and then we'll move on. Right? Let's say you're a woman and you've got a man, and your man decides that he wants to see another woman. They never say to themselves, okay, maybe he's got a woman on the side, but who is he coming home to?
The water.
They don't see it that way. But really, if he's coming home to you, that means he still wants to be with you. You know, a lot of men would be happy to have their little piece on the side and still come home to their wife, but a lot of women, their pride won't allow it. It's either me or nothing. So then they create the ultimatum. Oh, he cheated, so I'm leaving him, and I'm taking half of his assets, and I'm taking his children, and then maybe he'll come crawling back to me. But a lot of times those men don't come crawling back, so then they get left old, bitter, lonely, and miserable, like this woman here. She thought she was on top of the world because, you know, Hulk Hogan was a superstar, and she was in a reality show with him. She started to feel like she was a celebrity herself, but really all of her fame only came because she was associated to him. Right. So when she left him, nobody didn't give a shit about her. Nobody's looking to check her. That's why she's putting up videos like on the internet, because how else is she going to get any attention? She's not talented. She don't sing. She don't dance. She's not all that good looking. You know, so who's going to be checking her? No one's checking her. So now her husband's died. She thinks she can ride the wave of the sympathy train by coming out and saying, "Oh, I still loved him," and blah 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 blah. Yeah, right.
Precept.
Got it.
Because you mentioned the. Oops, hold on. What have I done? Oh, here we go. Yeah, you mentioned the P word. You said pride. You know, because a lot of the time, the reason why these women won't allow their man to deal with another woman is because of pride. Now, this is Proverbs 13:10. All right, which funny enough is this beloved brother that put me onto the scripture. So it's the word I love.
You're right, the Spirit of the Lord.
This is that's right, man. This is Proverbs 13:10. It says, "Only by pride cometh contention, but with the well advised is wisdom.
Mm.
All right. So you know, because a lot of the time in you know, in the Israelite household, if the man is still in the house, a lot of the times when he is in the house, it's just always arguments and disagreements all the time, right? Well, that's because there's pride, okay, and usually, who is that pride coming from? It's coming from the woman. But it says, with the well advised is wisdom. But we've read in the scriptures how the Most High is deprived of wisdom. So, you know, ultimately, it's just a recipe for disaster, man. And again, you know, these women don't have the capability of putting two and two together to realize that, oh, this is happening because of that. That is happening because of this. But what's gonna make the point hit home is Jacob's trouble, man.
Yes.
And it's actually quite sad that it's gonna have to take literally the world being brought to his knees for these women to finally say, okay, I will get in order.
Yep.
That's why J. Cole said it, man. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
Yeah. Leave her to her own destruction.
God.
Have to be honest about what I went through in my marriage with Terry as Hulk Hogan, and what it entailed and what it has caused over the years and everything else. He's a complete liar. He is a sex addict. Your face out there and know that
Now
all
hold it
these
there.
things are going on.
Hold it there.
I know what you're going to say.
He's a liar and he's a sex addict. Let me just put it this way, right? If a masculine man will want to have sex, it's just the nature of things.
Mm-hmm.
So she's saying, oh, he's a sex addict because obviously he's dealing with women other than her. So, oh, he's a sex addict and blah, 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 blah. But we brought out the precept earlier, be fruitful and multiply.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a commandment. Now, as we said, although it's lawful, it's not expedient in this time. But the point is that it's like a lot of things that are natural masculine traits are demonized in this society as being evil and negative and, you know, stuff like that. Just a man actually being a man is somehow wicked and cruel and evil. That's what a lot of these women think, because they really deep down resent men and hate men because they understand on a fundamental level that men are above them. That's why a lot of women are now trying to compete, saying, oh, well, we can do this and we're equals in the workplace, and, you know, we want the same pay and we want this and we want that and we want equal rights. It's all because they always felt this inferiority because they knew deep down inside that women are naturally subordinate to men. So they're trying to overcompensate for that through their actions. You know, they actually deep down hate men and resent them because deep down they really wish they were men, which is crazy to think about. Just enjoy the lot that the Most High gave you, because that's a beautiful lot. You know, to raise the children, guide the home. That's a beautiful lot for a woman to have. But these women are bugged out and they can't, they're insatiable, they want more, or they think they want more. But when they get it, it leaves them feeling empty, unhappy, and unfulfilled. A lot of women deep down, when they get up in age, realize that, you know what, I'd have been a lot happier if I just had a nice little family that loved me and children that loved me and a stable home. All this other shit they're running around trying to chase, be it their education, be it their careers, a lot of times when they do achieve those things, they do it at the cost of not having a strong family.
Can't. And this is the thing, they, you know, because women don't, well, maybe they realize late, but ultimately in this world, men are not born with value. You know, a man has to create his own value, and the older he gets, the more he invests in himself, the more valuable he becomes, which is why you have a situation where you have men in their 40s, 50s, whatever, man. As long as they've worked on themselves and they're a man of value, they can easily pull these 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old chicks. No problem. But you, as on the come up, you might be 21, 22, 23, and you can't even draw those chicks because you haven't built your value yet. All right. As well as women in this world, they are already born with value, but depending on how they play their cards, how they treat themselves, how they go about life, will determine whether their value increases or decreases. All right, will really, because it's like once you, a man deals with you, like that's it. You've been popped. It's just like you can have a car in the showroom. Okay, do you know that the moment you buy that car and you drive it just inches out of the showroom, man, already it's lost its value.
Yep.
But it's the same with you women. The moment that man goes, inside you, you're no longer as valuable as you were before that happened. Now that's okay because you're meant to get popped, and a man's meant to deal with you, and that's how it's meant to go. Same way the car is meant to be driven, right? But what happens is you then, you ride the cop carousel. You want to go from this man to this man to this man to this man, and then your value starts to diminish. Then you hit about 30, looks fades, putting on that weight, whatever the case may be, or men just ain't checking for you like that anyway. Because hey, listen, man, we do our DBS checks too. We when we see a certain chick and we want to do it, hey man, we go ask the other brother, hey yo, do you know anything about this? Has she been around or whatever? Oh yeah, man. She did the whole thing. Or like we just find these things out too, and by then, man, you're just used goods. As hey man, as they say, you belong to the streets.
Yeah, just to add to what you said there, that's one of the reasons why a lot of women run away as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do so much dirt in the town they're from that in order to escape their reputation, they just up and move to some random place and try and start anew under a new alias. It's like they enter into a witness protection program type shit, where they're running around acting like they ain't got a past or a history, when really they got multiple bodies in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
Skeletons in the closet, I should say.
Can't.
Yet he marches on. He marches on like, yeah. Oh, I'm promoting my own beer, real American beer. Yeah, look at me. Woo! Yeah.
See that? She's
He's
bitter.
such a hero.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
No, you got it. Please.
She's bitter because he moved on with his life and didn't become a broken, wrecked mess, which is what a lot of these women, when they break up with you, right? Sometimes they know they're doing some bullshit and you might be right, but rather than admit that you're right, they put their feet down, relationship breaks up, then what they do is they start hating, thinking, yeah, I want to see him fucked up and down and out and lose all his money and just be a bum, basically. But when you don't do that, as the saying goes, best revenge is to live a good life. When you get on with your life and you're doing well, women get cut by that because they see you, and women are always comparing. They want to be better off than the man they left. But when the man that they left is better off without her, cuts to the heart. That's why she's like, yeah, he marches on and he's got his bear. Woo-hoo. She's hating, man, because she ain't doing shit except sitting in her house, looking through with her animals being alone.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows that. You got it. Let's play it.
Bro, right? Not.
Bitter.
I'm going to give him my thumbs down. I've given him more opportunities to come back and make us a family. And
this is the funny thing as well. And this is what you call gaslighting, man. And really what you find is that a lot of these modern women out here are straight up narcissists, man. Here it is. They'll wreck the home with their wicked tendencies and then play the victim card. I've tried many times to get him back in the home. And if you're not mentally strong as a man, you're gonna fall into that cycle, man. And she's just gonna erode away and chip away at your being.
Yeah.
If you let it happen, man.
And try to I'm sorry, it's so sad.
Victim card.
Yep.
And it's been 20 years and I'm still this sad.
As for Hulk, the wrestling icon tied the knot with Sky Day.
Look at the woman who's with there. Why would he want to
young.
go back to that again? As I said earlier, if she was loyal to him, he'd overlook her looks. But she did him dirty, moved on, and that cuts her because she sees that he can move on to PYTs, pretty hot young things, and she's there stuck alone. That's as good as she's gonna get. She ain't ever gonna marry another superstar, rich entertainer. It's done. She's done. She's through, and she knows it. Now she's crying on social media.
Yeah, you mentioned that she's not going to be able to marry another rich superstar entertainer. The same way, bringing it into this truth, you Israelite women, that claim you're in the truth, you get with a brother, and then now you no longer feeling that brother, and you think that you just go to another brother. No. That's not how it goes, bro. That's not how it goes. You ain't going, because really we're the superstars, man.
Yeah,
and you don't see that now, but you gonna see that soon. The Lord ain't gonna send you another superstar, bro. So you either make that shit work with him, or you gotta ride it out solo.
Yep.
2 months after getting engaged back in 2023, but Linda admits she has no plans to do the same.
I do love living alone. I don't ever want to be married again after him. Trust me.
I want your ass anyway. Miserable, dry ass, lip looking ass, man. No one want you.
Yeah. And she has to lie to herself. The reason why she's saying, I don't want to be married again after him, is because she's trying to deflect from the fact that she's single, lonely, and miserable. So, oh well, I'm happy now. Yeah, right. You're so happy that you got time to sit around crying, posting videos of yourself on the internet. People who have got an actual life don't do that shit.
Right.
But there you go. That's the cautionary tale for our women of today. And do you think they're going to take heed to this? No. They're going to keep going down the same road, repeating that same pattern until the days of trouble come, and then the level of adversity that's going to be against them is going to be so intense that all of that pride is going to melt away, because they're going to know that, look, this is my only chance of getting out of this hell, is to align myself with a man of the elect. They're going to know that, so they're going to put all their chips in, and try and get with a man of the Lord. But in those days, a lot of women are going to be rejected, man. And all these women that brothers have dealt with in the truth, and their women have done them dirty, they're going to be the first ones to come running back.
Oh yeah. And we, hey man, scripture say, we have to wait on the Lord, man, because we're in a situation where the women may not be checking for you like that, how they used to. But hey, trust me, man. We listen, man. We got to focus on. Well, that's Matthew 6:33. Seek you first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added unto you, man. Because, hey, man, when that time comes, man, listen, man, they gonna be so much women chasing us down, man. You ain't gonna want it, man. I mean, obviously you're gonna want it, but you ain't gonna want it, if that makes sense.
It's gonna be as natural as breathing. Like
right.
On a good day, you don't have to chase down air. You just inhale and it's there. That's what it's gonna be like with these women. We don't have to chase nobody down. They're just gonna be there, and a lot of them, as I said, will be turning away.
I've got this precept, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead, and then we can wrap it after this.
This is Isaiah 32:2. It says, and the man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So those two similes is what it's going to be like to have a man of the Lord dealing with you in those times, man. He's going to be a great shield unto the destruction that's taking place, and that's really where our value as men of the Lord is going to shine through. You're going to realize that there was a reason why, he had to keep going to camp on Saturday. There's a reason why certain times he weren't available, because he had to do the video, or he had to, now I get it, but for a lot of you women, man, you're gonna be getting turned down.
Yeah.
You know, because it's going to be turning our favor. Isaiah 13:12. I'll make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Do you want to touch on that, Collab?
Yeah, I was just gonna say one thing. If this man was a wealthy investment banker or something, and he was with a woman, and he says to her, "Oh, I've got to go to do some business in Italy for the weekend. I'll be back on Monday." A lot of women would be like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever." But if a man in the truth now says, "Look, it's Friday night," and it's like, "Tomorrow I've got to go to camp and do X, Y, and Z," she got a problem with it. But really, it's because she esteems the rich man in the world, not understanding the riches of the Lord. Because really, we're the real rich men by doing this work. They don't understand how important the ministry is, and to be involved in that is a big thing. So my point being is that they don't esteem the value that the work of a man of the Lord is putting in right now. In the times to come, they're gonna understand it. But right now, they don't. Oh, why is he gone every Saturday? Why can't he ever be with me? And blah 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 blah. They'll understand in the end that yeah, we were the real rich men doing this work.
Come on.
That's all I
So
got.
we just gotta be patient, man. Soon, they're gonna see our value, but we just gotta keep investing in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and all these things that we're seeking, they're gonna be added on to us, man. Because the end of the day, really and truly, man, as much as we love women, as men, especially as Israelite men, we don't really want to be dealing with the modern day women, man. These women out here, they ain't worth our energy, But
Yeah,
the women the Heavenly Father is gonna bestow upon us during that time, they gonna be the type that they gonna listen to every single word you say. They gonna obey you. They gonna respect you. They gonna call you Lord. All
yeah,
right. So just be patient, man. We're almost out of it, man. That's what I gotta
yeah.
say.
That's the best advice because I'd say the same thing. Look, man, patience. Just be patient because even if you do get with a woman on this side, she might be good 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even a month, but the same pattern's going to repeat where
Yeah.
you're just going to have trouble in the flesh. So some
Mm-hmm.
things, just wait for the kingdom and you'll be able to enjoy it in its fullness. Put up your prayers to the Lord for the women you want, and guess what? In due time, you'll get all that and more if you do the work of the Lord. So that's all
Calm.
I've got to say on this. You got any more?
That's what I gotta say, man.
All right. So Lord willing, that was edifying to those who are listening and learning. As always, we want to give again all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Yahweh,
Yahushai,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Ruach Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. And shalom unto the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved. And we'll catch you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Shalom for now.
Shalom.